Coming up next, it's Time Squad, followed by Captain Planet on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Captain Planet, followed by Zoids on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Zoids, followed by He-Man on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's He-Man, followed by Pokemon on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Pokemon, followed by Yu-Gi-Oh! On Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Followed by Ed, Edd and Eddy on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory, followed by Hamtaro on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Baby Looney Tunes, followed by Pup Named Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Baby Looney Tunes, followed by a pup named Scooby-Doo on Cartoon. Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Ed, Edd and Eddy on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Grim and Evil on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Totally Spies, followed by Toonami on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Toonami on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Totally Spies, followed by Ed, Edd and Eddy on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory, followed by Codename Kids Next Door on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Codename Kids Next Door, followed by Pokemon on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Pokemon, followed by Jackie Chan Adventures on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Jackie Chan Adventures, followed by Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network.